Okay, episode 27.
Episode 27, let's go. This guy's so casual, he's gonna brush his teeth while singing. Yeah. Oh, you know what? He's looking in the mirror. That's actually really good practice. Bravo. Oh.
你身体却在拼命逃，当欲望在燃烧。你爱我。
Okay, so this is a pretty classic example of a singer who has put in some time. The pitch sounds great, but what now needs to happen is more stability. So singer, you're right at the point where your ear is hearing lots of the details and your voice is able to respond and bring a lot of them to life, but we have little H's and little overcommitment, which results in that what I've always kind of called push-pull, which all results in just requiring more stability, more what we would call support. But lots of the notes are here. Tone, your tone's lovely. I'll point out some of the places where I hear the instability, but the most important thing to tackle that issue would be overall kind of thinking of how to keep support up. But let's keep listening. And great register changes. You're hearing them? So time will be, right? I'm of course exaggerating as I always do so that people can understand what I'm demonstrating. But what are those lyrics again? It's 真的他有. Okay, so instead of 真的他有, we don't want to do those bursts. We have to be restrained. There's kind of two ways to look at this. Don't do bursts, or the more healthy way that I think you should look at it, which is think of consistency and restraining those places where it feels like it would feel good to sort of dump forward. Sorry, one more time. 真的太有比我好. So, 真的太. Usually, we're putting those dumps in place of scoops. So, 真的太. When we speed it up, we don't hear the scoops. It just sounds like emphasis. So sometimes we end up trying to emulate what we're hearing, but we're not interpreting what we're hearing. Yeah. So it's actually extra notes. 真的太, not 真的太. Do you hear the difference? Same thing there. So that's a great example. That is a scoop, and it's a more obvious scoop. So you are getting that, and more people would get that because it's a more obvious one. Mm-hmm. Right? You're not going to say we know it's not that. It's an extra note. So you just need to start to use your ear to hear the more subtle ones buried inside the line. Same thing. Ta, good. Slightly under pitch on these high notes, which means you're going to be able to correct that by thinning out the sound a little bit, or rather mixing is what we'll call it. So instead of going for the thickest sound possible, your current physiology, your current body would require you to not be so thick in order to reach up to those pitches. So don't look for fat thickness, look for pitch first. That's the most important thing always. So let a thinner sound out so that you're getting to the top of the pitches. Nice. Watch those H's. Is this a razor? Is he using for the mic?
What is that?
I think it's a trimmer, maybe. Love it.
也没办法，你也没办法。现在这个漩涡，只想挣脱它。拉住你的手，却让我也被拖下。你的眉眼说，你不渴望我拥抱。
You'll be surprised if this is something you really take on, this advice I'm giving you of listening into the scoops and getting rid of the sort of overcommitted pushes. You're kind of the type of singer that's on the precipice of sounding quite good. But that is, if I was to be what some might consider harsh, that habit is what makes people sound more like a, forgive me, I say this with love, but that's what makes more the karaoke singer sound as opposed to a more professional singer sound. It's not something that the average listener will be able to identify, but it is that feeling where you can feel the amateur versus the pro sound. Yeah. And it might seem silly, this little thing, this little push thing, but it is clocked by the listener. They can't identify what, why, or what, but it is clocked by the listener.
每当爱变成了煎熬，你就开始要逃。你爱我还是他？
Nice register change, nice pitch bend. Again, the top notes need to thin out so that they're in tune.
你爱我还是他？我宁愿听到残忍的回答，也不要再被耍。你爱我还是他？我为你找了100个理由，我就是那么傻。你爱我
Yeah, you gotta watch those pushes for sure.
是否沉默代替你的回答？我应该明白吧。
We don't often get someone's profile.
He doesn't face the camera at all.
But you know what? He's watching himself in the mirror, which is a great practice. It's a great practice.
Yeah, 你爱我还是他？哦，你都已看不到我们的好，我还会心牵挂。哦，你爱我。
That is mixing. You need to mix more like that. More mixing. Yeah, you need to be willing to thin it out a little bit to get on top of those pitches. But you definitely have the energy and the inclination. The only other thing I haven't really talked about is that you're kind of doing vibrato right now instead of letting it happen. But I think that if you relax into more mixing and more listening more to those scoops, I think the vibrato might start to work itself out, because I do hear a few that feel fluid. So keep going. This was great. This was great. As much as I critique that issue, there's lots of foundation here. Great work. Cute outfit. And I'm always here for an orange lip. That's not what I thought she was gonna sound like.
离婚。
背包塞满了加油，路就这样开始走，日不见月光的暖，夜不见月光的蓝，不得不选择寒冷 的开始，留下只拥有遗憾。
Oh yeah.
命运的安排，遵循自然的逻辑，
Yeah.
谁都无法解谜底。远离家乡，不胜唏嘘，幻化成秋叶，而我却像落叶归。
Singer, this is really lovely. This is really, really lovely.
追在你心间，几分忧郁，几分孤单，都心甘情愿。我的爱像落叶归根墙，唯独在你身边。
I hear minor alto tune, so it might be on. Might.
What I would more comment on is your personal style as an artist. This is something in the past I've talked to as I've called affect. There is a little bit of narrowing or a little bit of shaping that you're doing that I imagine is slightly different than where you speak. It is always my curiosity and my inclination to ask singers what it would feel like to let off some of the affect and move a little bit closer to where they speak. Not because it's a must-do. Most singers have some affect or some character as their artist self. You're clearly a musician. I mean, look at the guitars all around you and you sound great, you sound pro. But that's just something, since you've submitted your video for my feedback, I'm gonna pose that question to you. Just asking yourself, how much space is there for you, for the real you, to kind of make its way into your artist sound? This is perfectly fine what you're presenting, but just as an experiment, is there room for you to bring a little bit more of your speaking self in?
回忆，那季节叫做寂寞，背包塞满了家用，路就这样开始走，日不见月光的暖，夜不见月光的蓝，不得不选择寒冷的开始，留下只拥有遗憾。命运。
This kind of action, this narrowing is what I'm referring to. It's perfectly fine, but that's what I'm wondering if you want to let that off a little bit. I'm hearing what you're hearing too a little bit.
自然的逻辑，谁都无法解谜底。远离家乡，不胜唏嘘，幻化成秋叶。却像落叶归根，追在你心间。几分忧郁，几分孤单，都心甘情愿。我的爱像
your agility, your riffs, you could spend a little bit more time making sure they were a little bit more cut and defined. We just heard one little mushy mushy poo poo dissension, but this is meant to be a live take, so those things sometimes happen.
落叶归根墙，唯独在你身边。但愿陪你找回所遗失的永恒。打开口，你却真。
It's really, really straight.
Dead
Yeah,
center.
yeah, it's pretty straight. It's pretty straight.
But I have no doubt this is one take.
Yeah, well.
Like, it's just the plug is on. The plug-in is somehow turned on. So.
Oh, technology! It's so hard to stay away, isn't it?
只剩一场梦。
Interesting choice of tone there. Kind of more of a twangy.
而我却像落叶归根，追在你心间。几分忧郁，几分
you're going for sing na da na 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 na. Even if you wanted to drill a few of those na 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 na, just get your muscles kind of used to doing those little adjustments. Is there something you wanted to say?
No, I was just gonna say, because the verse part, she was also kind of like dropping her larynx a bit, on purpose. So
Yeah,
it made it even more stark. It's
The
like
difference.
the difference between the dropped larynx and the more pingy.
Well, that's what I was going to say. As soon as she opened her mouth, I kind of thought she was going to have more of a, what I would consider more of a Western poppy tone. Just, I don't know why I thought that.
Because it's like Adele-like.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Thick.
But it was more of that hollowed out thing that
yeah.
many Chinese people prefer. Yeah, there's lots of different tones in here, which is great.
我的爱像落叶会变强，唯独在你身边。
Yeah, you've clearly got some decent agility, but I also noticed that your vibrato is not being used often, and I have a feeling that it's not super ready in your pocket. Great work though. Am I being extra complainy today? No? Yeah, I thought this was beautiful. I thought this was a great song choice for you, and I think that you're bringing a lot of aspects, especially that the Chinese audience really likes to see in female singers. Again, my lens always wants to challenge whoever's in front of me to be even more themselves, just to see how it feels. Vibrato-wise, is agility and vibrato are kind of linked. So the more that's also linked to that more authentic sound, because the more you let go of any affect, the more relaxed the whole system is, and some of that stuff may find its way in. Easier agility and vibrato that kind of curls without you having to think about it too much. But this was beautiful performance, beautiful choices. Your ear is hearing a lot of great stuff, so great work.
I hope she submits again without any editing at all, like zero auto-tune.
Yeah, I mean, like the last guy that sang in the bathroom, I always, whenever we see videos like that, I'm always like, yo, everybody do this.
Yeah.
Do this, just not because we want to see the harshest version, but I just think that this show is a place for people to come and see what's really happening without, because we watch so many videos thinking it's one thing, but really it's another. So this show is supposed to be an opportunity for us all to come here and see what's under the hood, kind of.
Yeah.
That was kind of the goal. I get it though. I get it.
Yeah.
So
Especially if you're a professional and if you post a lot of videos that's already edited, you don't want to.
You don't want to be exposed.
Show something that's
you don't want to be
so
exposed.
different.
And
right?
I get it. I really get
yeah.
it. So I'm not really in a place to like complain about it. No, I don't feel like complaining about it because I get it.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm just encouraging people. The more we are honest and the more we reveal this stuff, the more comfortable it becomes for everybody to do so. And that's kind of what we're doing here. But this, you look beautiful. You sounded beautiful. But yeah, you could definitely submit again in the bathroom, right? You could. You could.
Yeah.
Great work, though, and thanks for submitting.
She's really pretty.
She's gorgeous. Crazy beautiful. Ah, is this Michael Buble? Oh, yeah, Another Summer Day. This is Michael Buble. I love this song. Home.
Another summer day has come and gone away. In Paris or Rome, I wanna go home.
Oof.
Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel out alone. Just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you,
Dude, you got a great tone. It almost reminds me of, not quite, you'll argue with me, but almost like yellow. There's a bit of yellow tone in here. Like there's a wildness, there's a rawness in your tone, but in order to level yourself up, I know we're 10 seconds into your vocals here, but in order to level yourself up, you have to prioritize pitch accuracy more than this. And this isn't bad. Your pitch accuracy is good. Fine. Not good enough. Not good enough. But good, but not good enough for what I know you want. So, for example, probably 10 seconds into the beginning of this, you had a bit of a crazy note. And when it's that close to the beginning of the song, for example, I would retake it. I would do a second take. Right? And I know the point of the show is one take, blah, blah, blah. But all that tells me is that you're like, hey, close enough. Hey, close enough. And that's the point, right? One take. But in order for you to level up, you have to be like, shoot, not close enough.
Higher standard.
Not close enough. Yeah. Because my standard for you, I'm going to hold a higher standard for you so that I'm going to encourage you to have a higher standard for you. And we get really wrapped up in different things. Did I do the riff? Did I do the fancy thing Michael Buble did? And we get wrapped up in all that complicated stuff when, well, pitch. That's the most important thing. Nothing else matters, really, if that's not the most solid foundation. But I do like your tone, and I love your song choice.
I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you.
Pitch.
Each one a line or two.
But I do like your tone.
I'm fine, baby, how are you? I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words were cold and flat, and you deserve more than that.
Nice. Really nice.
Another aeroplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know.
Nice.
Wanna go home. Got to go home.
And I don't know if this is just the way that this recording has gone, so completely ignore this if this is about the recording, but you are slightly behind. I don't know if it's a syncing thing, but it also can be a pocket thing. So again, ignore that if that doesn't resonate, but your pocket, the way this is appearing, the pocket is slightly behind the beat. Could be you, could be the syncing, don't know.
Let me go home. I'm just too far from when you are. I wanna come home.
I really do love this song. Too.
And I feel just like I'm living someone else's life. It's like I just stopped outside when everything was going right. And then I know just why you could not come along with me. This was not your dream, but you always believe in me.
Pitch, but great tone.
Another winter day has come and gone away. It is a Paris room and I wanna go home.
Singer, you got potential.
He's got moments.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by a million people.
You are behind, my friend.
Alone. Let me go home.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful that you don't get so swallowed up by the passion that you're not forgetting about like pitch, beat, rhythm, tempo. I get it. You're getting a little swallowed by the moment. You kind of have to stay a little bit more present in order to stay on top of the technical things. But I do really like your tone. And you are doing some really emotive things, kind of crying out and using a little bit of fry. There's lots here, but you do need more accuracy. You do.
Oh, I miss you, you know.
Pitch.
Let me
So
go
close.
home.
Yep, you shouldn't be okay with that.
I had my run.
Close.
Baby, I'm done. I gotta go home. Let me go home.
And again, I can tell you've listened to this 1,000 bazillion million times, and you've listened to whatever that is, but you have to analyze it better before you're able to perform it better. Because if I asked you all the exact notes that are in there, you'd be like, I don't really know, it's maybe this, maybe that. How would you expect to sing it completely accurately if you don't for sure know all the notes that appear in there? And you're not alone. You are not alone. You have to listen very deeply to get passages like that contain a bunch of notes. And you're capable. I already can tell your ear's capable. So this is all about you leveling up. And you're capable.
Let's be alright.
Right.
Be home tonight.
Right.
Coming back
Yeah,
home.
you're using dynamics. There's lots of stuff in here. Thank you for submitting. Great work. You can level up. Make your ear work harder. It's capable. But great work. Really great.
Ah,
Why do I know this? Why do I know this?
you've
Why do I
heard
know this?
this.
What is
You've heard
this?
a million times.
What is this? What is this? What is it?
It's a 朱玉, right? Ruyuan.
What is it? What is it?
It's
That's a
originally
Fei
by
Wang.
Yeah.
But then
Theme song
many
movie.
people performed it. We did comparisons.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
many
yeah,
people
yeah. I've heard it
sang.
like 1,000 times.
I
Yeah.
love it.
You love it.
I love the song, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good song.
你是遥遥的路，深夜大雾里的灯。
Tender, tender, fragile.
我是孩童啊，走在你的眼眸。你是明月清风，我是你照拂的梦。见与不见都一生与你相拥，而我将爱你所爱的人间，愿你所愿的笑颜。你的手我蹒跚在牵，请带我去明天。如果说你曾哭过我的甜，我愿活成你的愿，愿不完，愿用完这盛世每一天。
We have a little bit of the support push-pull thing here, a little bit, and your pitch could be a little bit more on. The reverb you have on is covering up a little bit, which sounds great and feels great as a singer, but it is cushioning some of the stuff. But you have a pretty tone, and your ear has done a good job in picking up a lot of the vocal
是
details.
岁月长河，星火燃起的天空。我是仰望着，就把你唱成歌。你是我之所来，也是我心之所归。世间所有路都将与你相逢，而我将爱你所爱的人间，愿你所愿的笑颜。你的手我蹒跚在牵，请带我去明天。如果说你曾哭过我的甜，我愿活成你的愿，愿不忘，愿要忘。
One thing you have going for you, and don't take this, like this is not a small thing, but you're pretty fearless, meaning that you trust your voice and you're kind of not afraid to throw it up or throw it and make modifications so that that you reach the top of the pitch.
这盛世每一天，山河无恙，烟火星辰。
I still feel
Yeah.
There's also a little bit of affect,
Yeah, yeah.
and you, again, you're pretty fearless, so I'm going to give you the same challenge that I gave the other gal, which is to back off some of that affect or compression or whatever you want to call it, because I have heard moments of like your true voice a little bit more, and I think you should play with it, because I don't think you need as much of the thing as you're using. I don't.
可是你如愿的眺望，孩子们啊，安睡梦乡，像你深爱的那样。
I'm exaggerating, but that's that support thing that I talked about, where you need follow through. You also need to be tuning your ear to listen for scoops and be aware that you're going to perform the scoop and when we perform a scoop, it doesn't need any zhuzh. The scoop doesn't need a push, and the true note that you're going to land on doesn't need a push. Both need to kind of be even, but the point of interest is that extra note. So from what I can hear through the reverb, you are doing the scoop notes for the most and the shove. And that is usually the middle ground. Usually the stages are not hearing the scoop, just doing a whole bunch of shoves. Then the middle ground is usually hearing the scoops, doing the scoops, but you haven't quite you're still doing the shove. And that's kind of, I feel, where you are. You're still doing the overcommitment, but we do have the scoop. So your job is to just loosen off that overcommitment. And then I think you're sitting in a better place. So this is where your fearlessness is kind of biting you in the butt a little bit. I want you to go back and listen to that passage you just sung. And what I think you'll notice is that it didn't sound as good as other parts of the song. And that's because you have done what you're supposed to do, and that is prioritize the pitch. But the next step, the step that you're at, is to make sure that it sounds good, pretty, interesting, full, whatever adjective you want to come up with there. Right now it sounds like you're getting up, but are we shouting? Are we singing? Are we narrowing? Or how are you going to handle that so that we, the audience, still experience it as singing, and we, the audience, still experience it as beautiful? So you're getting there. You're getting there. Lovely. Beautiful submission. Great work. And as I hope you're understanding that what I'm saying to you is you've done good work. You're kind of halfway through some of these issues. And I hope I've given you enough feedback to kind of keep walking forward. Good job. Good job. Am I long-winded today?
房里铺叠整齐，不太熟悉。往事如短丝堆积，洒落窗前光线里。我可以接受感情已瓦解成雨。 可以接受你短信会有意义，可以却还没勇气。有没有足够回忆能编织成棉被？犹如你臂弯在温暖我的背，我只剩下拼凑不了你的纤维，答应你会复习幸福程序，包括你先旅行，包括你我道别离。 也许还像亚麻色衬衫的你，也许还像我拥抱太过亲密，也许太仔细。我有没有足够回忆能编织成棉被？犹如你臂弯在温暖我的背，我只剩下。
Singer, this is a very revealing way to submit a video, right? There's no reverb. This is really, really natural and raw and really exposed. So bravo for just that bravery. Your pitch is good. I think the fact that there's no vibrato here, and I hear a tiny, teeny bit of tension, maybe tension is maybe not the right word, but as you're switching from register to register, there's a little bit of a hump sometimes. But I do think it's really beautiful that you're hearing and mostly achieving those register changes. I also think that your tone is appealing, but pitch has to be in place. I think it's also interesting as an offside that the room you're in, you can hear the harmonics when he hits some of those low notes. You can hear the room really resonating. I love that. That feels so good in the body. And it's neat to hear it too. And those harmonics, you're doing a really good job of leaning into them because you're using great dynamics, and I can hear you feeling the harmonic and leaning into it. And dynamics is something that's very underutilized in today's pop music with the youngins. So great work. Great work on that. Pitch becomes... I just want to say pitch becomes even more exposed when there's no vibrato. I'm just going to leave that statement there. That doesn't mean it's broken, and we can't just do vibrato just because someone requests it. I'm just pointing that out almost to the viewers more, that we hear those pitch issues on longer holds, especially more when there's no vibrato, pardon me. I think you're rushing a little bit. Make sure you're always feeling an internal metronome. It's not about tapping your foot, it's about feeling it inside your body. You could tap your foot, but... I love your commitment to how tender that tone is. That's really tender. Singer, you're actually very expressive. Yeah, great work. Thank you for submitting. I think just continuing to work into pitch accuracy and keeping your instrument really relaxed, because that's where that vibrato will start to unfold, and that's where your register changes will also feel a little bit less cumbersome. If that even is on your radar, I don't know. But beautiful work, beautiful tone, great song choice for you. Count. But great work to everybody.
你爱我还是他？是不是真的他要比我好？你为谁在挣扎？你爱我还是他？就说出你想说的真心话，你的